Hey everyone, welcome back to AFTV. I'm here with an amazing panel because we have got a crucial game against Manchester United tonight at Old Trafford. Maybe the game that tells us whether our season is going towards a genuine chase for the top four.
Yep.
We don't know, but the whole point of this show, speculate about the 11, get the 11, and then either rejoice or complain about the 11. Anyway, in the meantime though, welcome to our new Christmas set.
Very festive.
Where's my present?
I've got all my presents here. I've clearly been really good this year, haven't I?
Yeah, you're stocked over there.
You've done well, you know.
So what have I got?
You got some crackers over there.
I'll take
So
crackers.
James, where's my present, bro? You're my best mate, bro.
No. I didn't get you.
Just
There's
no,
some
in a
cold
word.
behind the sofa, sis.
Sure. Anyway, I'll take an early Christmas present from Arsenal. 3 points tonight.
Yeah.
Let's introduce the panel. So we've got Charlene.
Yo.
You guys didn't want to clap.
I was sipping.
I thought I'd go for a yo, you know what I mean? Look, a bit festive, innit?
Yo.
Lucky said yo.
I clapped myself.
Yeah, welcome, Charlene.
Thanks, James.
Obviously, you want Mr. Dan Potts? And of course, we have myself. Thank you very much. Let's go straight into the discussion about that.
James is on form, you know.
He's on fire, mate.
He's on fire.
I am sensing 3 points just from James's
I've
energy.
come out with a
He's
bit of a
lifting me,
gegenpress.
he's lifting
I need
me, I was
article.
feeling
Actually.
Jason's
You know what I mean?
Jason. Oh, what's his name?
He doesn't even know your name.
James
Mate.
is firing today. That's what you get for not introducing me.
That's fair enough. All right, let's bring this back on track, guys. The starting 11 is out in 6-7 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's go with you, Dan, first. It's a very vague question, but what do you want to see tonight from Arteta? And I don't just mean 11. I mean the approach. Is this a United team we can chase?
The reason I'm going to say yes, it is because although we do have to improve our final third play, this is a defence that can be got at, no matter who plays. It doesn't matter if it's Bailly or Lindelof or Maguire or Wan-Bissaka, Telles, even if Shaw was fit. They've all got a mistake in them, and so is their goalkeeper. So we are going to be able to have chances against this back line. Now, forget their attack because it is going to be class. We know what it's going to be. Yeah? It doesn't matter who plays, whether it's Greenwood, Sancho, Ronaldo, Cavani, etc., Rashford, all of them. Yeah, they're all going to be quality on their day. But defensively has never really been the massive issue unless we seem to crumble against the bigger teams. Now, I don't see Man United as a Man City or Liverpool, so I'm not classing them as a big team. I agree. Sure. I think that they're fighting to top four like a lot of teams at the moment, this early on in the season. So I want to see what we're going to do in terms of competition against this quality side, because I don't believe personally we can compete with the Chelseas and Liverpools and Cities of this world. So I think we can compete with the likes of West Ham, which I'll be judging in a few weeks' time, and Manchester United this evening, because as much as you feel like Ollie at the wheel was never going to get them top four, I think this appointment could do. So this is going to be a team we're going to be competing with. Tonight, what I want to see, James, is an attacking play, because the final third needs to be improved for me tonight. And that's why I'd like to see, like I've gone with my starting 11, something that's going to excite me going forward.
Can you forgive Arsenal for let's call it how it is, the batterings we've had against the big three, let's say, if it means we're turning up, picking up points, competitive against your Uniteds, your West Hams? Obviously, we've beaten Tottenham, Villa, Leicester, 3 teams I think we felt were going to be around us, if not above us. We went and put 3-3-2 and a clean sheet at Leicester as well. So can you forgive what happens at Anfield if it means we're going to United and we are doing what we've been doing to the other teams in and around us, let's say?
So does it matter that we got battered? Yes, it does, to those teams, because it's embarrassing, for one.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter if you beat what's below you. So if we're the best of the rest, then I don't care, because the top 3, we're not going to touch them. I don't think anybody will. I think if I was to pick 4 best teams in the world, those 3 would be in there.
Yeah,
we're alongside Bayern Munich, right?
Yeah.
So we're not at that level yet. But when I look at the league table right now, I think, do you know what? Actually, I think personally we could be the best of the rest. So we could be that 4th place. West Ham are going to drop off, in my opinion, towards the end of the season in terms of European places. Yeah. And I think Manchester United as well, I do feel that Ralph could potentially put them favourites now for top 4. But I think because we're playing once a week, if we can get, 8 points clear tonight, that's going to make us huge favourites going into top 4 for competition. So tonight's massive for me.
I hear that, Dan. I think a lot of people, this best of the rest is going around quite a bit at the moment. We do want to see that. It's a big question though, is we can challenge for that top 4, and I think that's what I want to see from Arsenal this season, that 4th spot. At least we're challenging for it. You're definitely right in saying Man City and Chelsea and Liverpool, they are way from us. Just look at some of the games this week. They are further ahead. But we still want to take into consideration that again, Arteta's first managerial job at Arsenal, and we've still got a young team. We're still building. I don't think we're Champions League ready, if I'm honest as well. Even if we get that fourth spot position, the likes of those teams we mentioned earlier, the Bayerns and the Cities, it's going to be being in the Champions League next season. I think is quite a big step from where we are right now. Do you know what I mean?
I think it would be with this current setup, but you've got to remember we've got a January transfer window, another summer transfer window, and if it's top 4, that means that we can start to attract the big boys again, and they understand where we're going in terms of progress. And I've not been Mikel Arteta's biggest fan, everybody knows on this channel, right? But if he can prove to me that top 4 is a given this season, I'm going to get behind this project process what everyone's been talking about. I've just not seen enough to convince me, personally, by winning 1-0 against Watford and everyone going crazy, by beating Newcastle in the second half, being poor in the first. Yeah. I'm not looking at that style of play thinking, I'll tell you what, he's cracked it, this guy. Yeah. We are on top now. I need to see more. And tonight will prove to me where we are. Yeah. And so will West Ham at home, because they're the guys we're competing with at the moment. Right. And, you know, Everton is obviously a massive game as well, because they seem to be losing a lot at the moment. So I think this next few games is going to show me where I want to be. And I remember a couple of games ago, I remember saying to you, Cecil, that I will look at Liverpool away, Manchester United away, and Everton away. So we're halfway through, man. Liverpool ain't been great. Let's see what happens tonight. And
that's where we are. I'm just going to quickly just take some super chats before we move on. Aldrius, who was in from before on the build-up, says, looking wrinkle-free in this thumbnail, Cecil. Thank you very much.
Oh, mate, I definitely won't be, though. I've ruined that, I tell you that now.
Faisal says, if we beat United and West Ham this season, we definitely make top 4. Leicester too far off, and Tottenham are clearly abysmal. 2-1 Arsenal with a Smith Rowe goal of the season. Big up everyone on AFTV, thank you very much. And AFC Max back again. Hey Dan, James, Charlene and Cecil, love from Australia. 7:30 Sydney kickoff, which I like instead of the early morning kickoffs. Dan, I have a question for you. Will you be unbearable if Arsenal win? Come on, you Gunners, I can't stand United, boo. Will you be unbearable? See,
this is the problem with some of the section of the fan base, but they're not Arteta reading. They think that Arsenal need to lose, and that I want Arsenal to lose so the manager gets sacked. What an absolute madness. You think I'll be sitting here waiting for Arsenal to kick off if I wanted Arsenal to lose so the manager can get sacked? I don't understand that. And there are a section of the fan base that do want that, Cecil. There is. Trust me, there are. I know some of them. And you think, come on, I know you're not a massive fan of the manager, but they ain't going to sack him if we lose tonight. Right. So let's go for the win. And I don't see long term what Mikel Arteta is doing. Do I think Mikel Arteta is doing his best job? 100% I do. Do I think it's good enough? No. So he's got to prove me wrong. Prove me that he is the right man. So that's all I'm saying. And tonight, if we go there and we transfer him, I'm going to sit there and say, do you know what? This attacking style, I'll give him credit. I've given him credit off the pitch. I've given Edu credit off the pitch. Because off the pitch, I think what they've done in terms of the transfer market has been decent. And I think what they've done to remove the culture has been good. But actually, when I look at what I'm seeing on the pitch, I don't see an attacking style of football that I believe is going to take us forward. So I hope to be proven wrong.
If we're defensive today, but we get the win, say 1-0, it's been regular score of this fixture, would you still give him the credit if it's just very defensive, but it's shrewd? He came with a game plan and it works. Still give him credit, or do you really want to see us go out and attack and smash United today?
I think everybody wants us to attack and win football matches. Tonight, the result is more important. So for me, results matter. And it's a results business. So if you're winning football matches, the manager's always going to be safe, Cecil. What I want to see long term, and not so much tonight, because tonight's a game we just got to win. What I want to see long term is a convincing attacking style of football, or a style of football. I'm still not really seeing one. I know a lot of people are saying now that Arteta's cracked it with the players that he's brought in. But actually moving forward, have we actually got a style of play? If I said to you all now, what's Arsenal's style of play? I don't know what you'd tell me. I don't know what it would be. Is it a high intensity off the ball pressure? Is it playing out from the back? Is it passing in triangles? Is it an attacking style? Is it a defensive style? Is it lump it long? Is it play it wide and try and cut inside? Is it play diamond triangle? I don't know what it is. No one can really tell me what it is. So
yeah, it's a tough one. I know James normally has the answers.
You're the tactical.
Normally,
come
he
on,
normally
James,
has the style of play. We do talk about playing out from the back. That I know that Arsenal do. I think that he's trying to implement that and using the fullbacks. I think Arteta's trying to adapt basically the Pep style of play, going down, using the fullbacks, going wide and cutting it across. We broke it down in many shows, but whether we have the quality and the ability from the players to do so, that is really the question. We're trying to see bits and splurts of it, but not consistent enough for me.
So for anyone wondering where we are, we're just out of action because of technical difficulties.
Yeah, I was going to say, sorry, there's some sound difficulties.
Yeah, we're here. Charlene is here.
I'm here, I'm sure you guys can hear me either way.
Is Charlene okay? Can I check Charlene okay because we'll get her thoughts and feelings.
Oh, we're back.
Oh, we're back
Charlene.
on. We're back.
Okay, here you go.
The lineup should be out any second, but the early news is that Saka hasn't travelled.
I saw, but I didn't know if he.
Well, he's not in the 11.
I didn't expect him to.
He's not in the 11, and I imagine. Well, we've got here from Chris Wheatley. The news is that El Neni and Martinelli are going to start.
Oh, really?
So it means Saka out, and it means
Lokonga dropped.
See, now this just throws.
I don't hate this.
No,
I don't hate this. Come on, El Neni. Let's get your reaction, Charlie.
I mean, Martinelli.
Not spoken to you for 10 minutes.
No, I've been silent. It's not like me, is
I know,
it?
we've just been sat here while they've been going back and forth thinking, yeah.
Me and Seth's still going to have a breather now, you know?
Yeah, you guys chat away.
Have a drink.
Thanks for being guests on our show.
No, but seriously, this El Neni situation, Saka out, what do you make of it?
I mean, first of all, Saka, I hope he's okay. He's a fundamental player for us. So I hope he's not out too long, firstly. El Neni coming in, okay. I mean, he wouldn't have been my top choice, if I'm completely honest. But Martinelli coming in after we saw, you know, what he came in and done last week, you know, he deserves to get minutes. But not only that, Martinelli is a player we've been calling out for because he brings a different type of energy. So yeah, I'm happy with that.
Here's the 11, guys. You ready for it?
Let's hear it.
Pretty much the two changes I've mentioned are really the big news from the day because Ramsdale obviously starts in goal. Tomiyasu, White, Gabriel and Tavares.
No Tierney.
El Neni and Partey in midfield together.
Okay.
Martinelli, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, and then Aubameyang up front.
Okay.
Odegaard, not Lacazette.
Here are the subs.
No.
No Leno on the bench.
What?
Okonkwo is the sub goalkeeper.
No Leno.
Must be an
Tierney,
injury.
Holding.
What's going on here?
Maitland-Niles, Lokonga, Pepe, Saka is on the bench.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Lacazette and Nketiah.
Okay.
Wow.
I don't like
Leno
this.
not being on the
I don't
bench.
really know. Do you know what? It's the El Neni thing. Not to say it might not work, but you said you wanted to see him go attacking. I think this game will be very much, we'll be more defending and holding back instead of going into more attacking. I actually would have put Maitland-Niles ahead of El Neni, in my opinion. I would have liked to have seen that with Partey, but...
Guys, we're all forgetting Old Trafford a year ago.
Yeah, I know, but that's a year
That's
ago.
what's done it.
That's a year ago. And I don't like...
But I don't think it is just that. I think El Neni has proven. Firstly, I've always thought the El Neni slander was unfair. We bought him in from Basel for 7 million.
Yeah, he does.
And he has absolutely. I can't remember who made the point. I think it was Julian. He has absolutely done what a £7 million midfielder should do. He's fine. He doesn't improve the team. I don't think he makes it massively worse when he comes in. Yes, of course, he's not Partey level quality. He's not got what Lokonga's got on the ball, but he's okay. He kind of is.
Safe
But I
player.
think where he's got function in these games, and actually, it's not a word, but I mean this with all respect to the world. He just borings it up, if you know what I mean. He just makes it a little bit more. And I think at Anfield, and I'm not just playing hindsight, when we did the warm-up, I said I wanted El Neni midfield for that reason. He's just going to keep it a bit steadier, a bit more boring, but he's also going to, I think, allow Partey to just express himself a little bit more. Now, we went to Old Trafford last year, and he was superb with Partey. But it wasn't just that, everyone always talks about that game. Stamford Bridge, he was excellent as well, we won 1-0. That was a Thomas Tuchel team that was playing European Champions League semi-final games, and we went and beat them there. He then played against Chelsea in the 3-1 win alongside Xhaka, very good in that game too. He plays away at Leicester, we win 3-1. Last season, under Arteta, Community Shield against Liverpool as well, he's got a bit of a record, or a bit of a recent CV of performances in these kind of games.
Can I ask this though, right? Because El Neni comes in instead of Lokonga.
Yes.
Right? Tavares though Tierney though doesn't come in instead of Tavares. So what's the thinking there? Is the thinking Lokonga's going to make more mistakes than El Neni, but Tavares isn't going to make more mistakes than Tierney in terms of experience? Or does he look back to Old Trafford last year, like you said, James, and think that works so well, I'm going with that again because he's seen a similar midfield that Man United are going to put out in, like McFred, what everyone calls it.
Yeah.
So, is it? Do you know what I mean? Like, why is the Tavares Tierney thing done? Is it just truly down to form of Tavares and Lokonga's been not as good, so then he can deserve to be dropped? Because I don't think he's been that bad, Lokonga.
I'm surprised. I'm very surprised that he's done that.
Anfield was a bit of a shocker.
Yeah, but then so was Partey.
Yeah, exactly.
True. And
Partey
you said there, like, El Neni
listen.
borings it up and whatnot, and he does what a £7 million player is supposed to do. But that's what I want more than that. I think Maitland-Niles will offer more than that. I think he'll give you that. He'll be safe and solid, but he'll also give you a bit of an attacking nous going forward. But that's
There's
why.
something about El Neni.
Or Lokonga.
El Neni feels
Maitland-Niles.
harder to play through than Maitland-Niles and Lokonga, and I don't really know why. What do you think? Because it's a great question Dan asks. if you're applying the logic that you want to go with a little bit more experience, a little bit more rigidity, why then is Tavares not subject to the same judgment that Lokonga is?
I think with Tavares, he's been proving his worth in the team. Obviously, we know what Kieran Tierney is capable of, but Tavares is obviously part of the plans. I'm not saying Kieran Tierney isn't, of what Arteta's trying to build. You know, if, for example, Tierney's out, Tavares is another option. So we can't just sort of drop him out against these big games because we feel like he ain't gonna, you know, step up to the mark.
You know, as you were explaining then, you talked about Tavares being part of Arteta's plan and everything. Something kind of clocked with me. I think the answer is that in midfield it's going to be about not losing the battle. And even though we're talking about a left back in Tavares, we're actually talking about probably one of our best attacking threats. And I think he feels that if there's he's athletically gifted, you know, Tavares, he's not going to be beaten so easily on the one-on-one. But I just think going forward, he's just going to be a bit of a nightmare. And I think that's what you see. Tavares against Wan-Bissaka could be a really interesting
It'll be a good bout. It'll be a good spout. I just don't want to. We don't want to see obviously what happened at Anfield. Is some
But
people
what happened
say
at Anfield was a mistake on the ball.
Yeah, and that was one mistake. If you look at the whole game, like his performance throughout that game was good. It was just
That's
that
what
one
I thought.
mistake
I
that
thought he
everyone's
did fine,
remembering, which led to the goal, obviously, which was quite detrimental. But other than that, it was a good performance.
And I think that's
from
the
him.
difference. Whereas Lokonga, for me, struggled to have any impact in that game at Anfield. Brilliant against Newcastle. Really struggled at Anfield. I don't think Tavares actually did struggle as much at Anfield. It was just a really costly mistake. Now, of course, there are the moments that matter.
Yeah.
And he was up against the best player in the world. Let's be honest. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Crucial, yeah.
Can you just read out the 11 one more time, and then I'll give you guys the Man United 11
Yeah,
as well while
absolutely.
you're
The
there.
Arsenal 11, Aaron Ramsdale in goal, Tomiyasu, White, Gabriel Tavares at the back, El Neni and Partey in midfield, Martinelli, Odegaard and Smith Rowe as a trio behind Aubameyang.
Okay, then United's lineup goes. They got De Gea in goal, Lindelof, Maguire returns. Yes. Maguire returns.
Maguire masterclass incoming.
Alex Telles, and then they got a midfield of Fred. Bruno Fernandes is in, James, and Ronaldo, by the way. Darlow, Sancho, and Rashford. I kind of butchered that 11, but
that is.
So no Wan-Bissaka, but Dalot instead of Wan-Bissaka. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Alex
That
Telles
is
in there as well.
a much more attacking
Bruno
United
and Ronaldo.
11 than I thought.
Sanchez.
Shaw clearly not fit
Sanchez,
enough. He's not
sorry.
on the bench.
No.
So Telles keeps his place. Obviously Dalot now at right back, and Fred and McTominay, which means he's gone for a pretty flair front four of Rashford, Bruno, Sancho and Ronaldo. That is.
Bloody
How
hell,
are we?
that
How are you?
sounds-
I don't know if
feeling?
we're losing this game 4-0 or winning it 4-0.
I mean, when you
I
look
don't
at
think
that
we're gonna be
United bench,
I still think it'll be tight. I still think it'll be tight.
Yeah, how do you think it'll be tight? How was everyone feeling off the back of the? My mood's changed. I don't feel more confident. I'll tell you that. But
I'm more intrigued.
yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting game off the back.
I
of the
wouldn't say
11s.
it's massive shocks from either side though. Like in terms of a team selection, I wouldn't say like wow.
United is a shock to me.
What position?
Dalot coming in.
Yeah.
I thought they'd play a more robust three. I didn't think he'd play Bruno and Ronaldo.
See, I did.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Because I think that I think that would work personally. That could work. Sorry. I think for me, the one thing we haven't mentioned in the Arsenal team lineup, which I want to question mark, is this Lacazette and Odegaard thing. Because for me, Martin Odegaard, I think, does get some unfair criticism, but actually I don't think always it's unfair. So what I mean by that is, when I look at what he does on the ball, it's sometimes very nice, but does he actually find his teammates? No. Does he create? No. Does he assist? No. Does he score? No. Does he get in the box? No. So what is he doing? Apart from being very nice to look at, what's he actually achieving? Not much. And I noticed you said, James, in the build-up about his kind of play and he creates space for others. And maybe that's something that Arsenal fans are missing at times. I don't think he's done enough to justify a position ahead of Lacazette. I just don't get it.
He scored the goal against Burnley. I know it was a free kick. He scored a goal against Burnley, which I think gave us the win. But apart from that, I'll give it to you there.
But you think Lacazette as well, like Lacazette and Aubameyang, like Aubameyang starting ahead of Lacazette. Lacazette was better than him at Anfield, in my opinion. And we see Aubameyang start ahead of him again. We see Aubameyang, we knew was going to start tonight, but I really thought Lacazette was going to start with him. I don't think Odegaard and Aubameyang are linking up together.
That's a fair enough argument.
On the Odegaard thing, I think you're right. The things you spend that money on a number 10 for, he's not delivering. I was just trying to make the point that this idea he does nothing, I thought was unfair. He's contributing other. Do you remember Thomas Muller for a long time? I think everyone knew he was good without really knowing what he did. Like no one really knew what his thing was until people kind of realised he's such an intelligent footballer that what he kind of delivers to the team is kind of bigger than just the stats and the numbers and all that. And I think Odegaard is a really, really bad version of that. and what I mean by
What a compliment.
yeah, what a compliment.
You know that Thomas Muller? Yeah. You ain't like him, but you're a bad version of him.
What a percentage of that?
Thomas Muller, cheers, mate. Oh, no, I didn't mean you were like him. You love to be like him, but you're not going to be.
Backhanded compliment. But what I mean is, I really rate Odegaard.
I know you do. Yeah, I know.
I think my point is, if we're talking about Muller being a world-class footballer, which I think he definitely has been in the last 3 years and obviously beyond, but I don't watch a lot of Muller at the moment. But if Muller's a world-class footballer and a world-class player in that role, I don't think Odegaard's anywhere near us calling him a world-class player at doing that kind of thing. But that's what I mean by a really bad version. But I almost think he just deserves credit for things he does that maybe go a little under the radar. Now my big question is really about Lacazette not playing over Aubameyang. I am this is like judgment day for Aubameyang for me in terms of, do I want him really being the guy we persist with to lead the line for the rest of the season? I've been really let down by his performances of late. And I need to see something that resembles what he did in the North London derby, which is winning his headers, getting the ball into feet, into chest, flicking it on, bringing people in, having a complete nature to his game, getting him beyond again. And we've not seen that for a while. And even when we do, it's patchy. Like even when he plays well, apart from the North London derby, it's like a 5 or 6 out of 10. So I just need to see a real centre-forward's performance from Aubameyang today. Otherwise, again, I'll be looking at Lacazette on the bench thinking, I know he's leaving soon, but why are we not giving him more of an opportunity? Where do you land on all that?
With all of that as well, I mean, I was hoping to see Lacazette and Aubameyang both up top. Obviously, Arteta's gone with Aubameyang. And even in the North London derby, we really saw Aubameyang turn up despite his form that he had been on. So obviously a game like this today, obviously United, it's another big game. I feel like he is going to come and turn up today. That's what I'm hoping for anyway.
I hope so.
Just want to give you a quick update on Bernd Leno. Misses tonight's game with a tight groin. Hopefully he'll be back soon, just for from Arsenal.
Do we have any comments to go through? What will the comment section saying? I imagine.
Are they happy with the lineup?
Yeah, I'm quite interested.
There's just a lot of, how I get sometimes with the comments. People send says, how cold is it in England?
Very cold.
I wonder. I mean, it's cold here. I wonder what it's like in Manchester.
Hayden says our lineup is stupid. I
This says
don't
it
get it. It's interesting.
Really?
Obviously, some people are not happy with it. Denzel says Ober is not that player you're hoping for. Things you're things you're not going to see. I think the credit of Aubameyang is being questioned a lot at the moment. Brian says Lacazette is moving on in January. We've got a super chat from Shref. Big up Shref. Says no one in Man United backline who can match M35 and Oba on pace. Battle of United midfield versus Arsenal's defence. Oba will be.
It's not the fastest back four. I agree with that.
Yeah, Oba will be more wing, and Martinelli will be striker. Martinelli will score. I believe he's saying there. Yeah. And then someone says, imagine not playing Laka. I think that's what the question's going to kind of be. I think in this game, a lot of people are actually talking about Laka. Someone says, why El Neni? Nez says, mine ears says El Neni started, no Saka, please. And Paradox says happy with Odegaard.
I think
mixed opinions.
I think I made a pretty good case for El Neni playing, to be honest.
No, you did. You definitely did.
But I get it. It's especially after Lokonga's performance against Newcastle. And I've been hearing from Arsenal fans, and it always comes in the wake of Granit Xhaka's injury. Who I think we need him back for depth. I have no doubt he'd play somewhat of a significant part in this team if he were fit. I'm not going to go into the whole Xhaka in and out thing, but. The one thing I will say is, we lose a player like Xhaka and then people like Lokonga get tarnished with this, well, he's not defensively aware, his positioning's off, all that. Lokonga's been perfectly fine defensively.
I agree.
His numbers have really stood out.
I think he's been great.
Yeah, and he had a little bit more licence to get forward under Arteta, which I've liked as well.
We both gave him credit when you said tactical. You did it on Tactical Insight, and I was screaming and raving about his name after Newcastle performance. I think he needs to get a bit more credit. If Arteta gets it right today, I'll throw my hands up and say, fair play, Arteta.
He's brave in certain positions, though.
He has been brave in certain decisions for who's playing today. I'll say fair enough. But if we lose in that midfield today, I'll be questioning, listen, why was Lokonga not in there?
The thing is, Lokonga and Elneny, the reason they're different, one passes forward, one passes sideways and backwards. And that's my qualm with Elneny. If you want somebody to keep... Elneny, for me, is a squad player you bring on when you're like 2-0 up. And you bring him on and he does the 20-minute thing where he keeps it boring, like you said, James. And I think that is the player that we need in a squad. I don't want this guy starting. So it is a question mark over that. It was great last year and it worked. And I thought him and Partey together were exceptional in that game. So I hope that happens again tonight. For me, I'm more worried about this Odegaard and Aubameyang business because I just don't see them linking up ever.
I agree with that. They don't have what Lacazette and Smith Rowe had, which is a much better understanding. And if anything, there was an argument for Lacazette up top, Smith Rowe on the 10 and Pepe on the left. Because then you've got something a bit more direct. But Arteta's gone with this, guys. That was the 11. Let's just go through it one more time. I was about to say Tommy Asu in goal. Imagine that.
He'd have a good job, though, you know. I love this Tommy Asu kid. Big
game for him against Marcus Rashford as well. Ronaldo tends to pull to the left, so that would be interesting. Ramsdale in goal. Tommy Asu at right back. We've got White and Gabriel at centre back with Nuno Tavares left back. Thomas Partey, Mohamed Elneny in midfield. And then it's Martinelli, Odegaard, Smith Rowe and Aubameyang up top. What are we saying? Just quickly, happy?
I'm happy with that.
Dan?
I'm not unhappy. I can't lie. I'm not shocked. I'm like, oh my God, wow. Yeah. I would have changed a couple of positions. I think all of us would, but I'm not shocked, and it's not dreadful.
Yeah, I'm same sort of feelings. I'm not happy. I'm not sad. I just want the game to start.
Yeah,
so
we
look concerned.
I'm buzzing for this game to start. I don't think you understand. I just want to come on. Hopefully, Arsenal get a result today. We'll see what happens. Right,
you,
guys. James, before we go, how are you feeling after the
I'm quietly happy with
James
that.
is buzzing for Elneny, you know.
He is.
Elneny and Odegaard. Christmas has come early. Right,
guys, when we look at the two teams as well, do you think that's enough for Arsenal to get the job done today?
I wouldn't go that far. I don't know.
It'll be a
We can. Absolutely, that team can win. So
that's going to tell us a lot.
All right,
energy.
Guys. Don't forget we'll be playing Top Squad as well. Come join us on AFTV VIP. Go to AFTV.mobi, download the app. I've got it up here. If you want to learn how to play, there's a great video with Don Robbie on it. He'll explain it all. But essentially, you get your 100 mil in-game money that you can put on up to 4 players, Arsenal and Man United players. I will be looking at those Arsenal fans who put it on United players and judging you severely. Like Cecil.
Don't
criminate me James.
On big YouTube.
But as you can see from the milestones down here, that's not even the milestones. I've got the right thing. Things like goals, shots on target, shots off target, corners, all that. All rack up points. As you rack up points, you earn more in-game millions that can be spent on more players, but their values change as the game goes on. So if Elneny, as I'm expecting, is having an absolute stormer, he might cost you 45 mil or 60 mil, whereas he would have been 20 mil at the start of the game, which is the value that every player starts on. So come join us. It's good fun. And back on those Arsenal players, the ones you think will be heavily involved and hopefully winning the game for us. But yeah, guys, thank you for joining. We'll be back in less than half an hour because kick-off, we're in that hour, we're in that countdown. Come on, Arsenal. Thanks for joining. We'll see you on the watch along very, very soon. Thank you. Come on.